Why is the nighttime so much more fire than daytime? Like, what I don't understand is that, like, why is it that I feel like doing a million things at night within the last 10 minutes before I fall asleep, yet now it's 4 p.m. and I don't want to do anything? If the version of me in the past 5 minutes before I go to sleep every single night was a human, it'd be Elon Musk. Now, the reason why this is on my mind is because recently I was diagnosed with panic disorder, and usually that's caused by anxiety. So I was like, an anxiety I have is the thought of, oh, hey, I should probably start waking up earlier. And then what happens is I end up staying up until 6 a.m. But then I was like, why would I shun myself for staying up when I want to stay up? And why is it that I feel like doing a million times better with my life at 4 a.m. than p.m.? Now, the honesty is here is that I don't really want to know the answer. I'm personally just going to stay up until 6 a.m. for the rest of my life. But, I do have some theories. Now, I think I saw one person on like Twitter or something talking about, oh, it's because your body starts producing melatonin as it goes to bed or whatever, as the nighttime comes around, your mind gets clear. Look, that's a good solution, but I don't care. I'm not here for rational. I'm here for irrational. My personal way of describing this would be that as the night comes around, you have less expectation and less pressure to do things because you know you're gonna fall asleep in 10 minutes anyways, or you could fall asleep in 10 minutes anyways. Whereas during the day, you're like, I'm here for the next 8 hours at least. I think that when I wake up every single day, I'm disappointed that the daytime isn't that cool. Whereas the nighttime is shunned upon in the time that you're supposed to be asleep. And I'm like, you know what? Now I actually want to do things because people don't like to be up now. Another random theory I had a few minutes ago, randomly, just I don't know. This isn't a long thing, but imagine this 100% isn't true, but imagine that the time that you want to be up, like, you know how people are like, oh, I'm a night owl, oh, I'm a day, I'm more productive in the daytime. Imagine that was determined by the time that you were born. I don't know what time I was born. I don't remember, but yeah, like I'm just gonna recall it. But imagine like if you're born at X p.m. you actually want to stay up during the day, but if you're born during the morning, you want to, I don't know how to explain it. I guess if you were born at 3 p.m. then you'd want to be up like past 3 p.m. So like for me, for example, I think I woke up at 2 today, so it's like, that would make sense. That'd just be fire. But like, I don't understand how people are always like, oh yeah, like I'm a night owl, and you don't question it. Okay, maybe sure, you're saving yourself from hating yourself for just wanting to stay up at night, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's really something you could change either, because during school, like back in elementary, high school, middle school, all those, I hated school. And one of the biggest factors to that was just staying up, or being up early at 7 a.m. Now, granted, nobody likes being up, but I hated it so much that I think it ruined my schooling life. You know how most schools give you well, not in elementary school. Once I got to middle school, it was like, oh, hey, you can only miss 30 days this year. I would miss all 30. You know, when I was in the first grade, I was on like a 5th grade reading level. And by the time I was in the 5th grade, I was like one of the top 6 most prestigious kids in the grade. Like I was in a gifted class and everything. And then by the time I was in high school, I think I was ranked 130. Maybe it's because they make things way too intricate. Like by the time that I got to high school, like it's like, okay, great. You know, we went from adding 2 plus 2. Okay, cool. I might do that on a regular day-to-day setting, but now we have to do y equals mx plus b. When am I going to need this? So I basically said, okay, forget high school algebra, forget y equals mx plus b, forget waking up at 7 a.m. and forget college. I'm just going to go and adapt to the times, you weirdos. You know, I think the thought of going to sleep or doing things in the nighttime, being the most productive in the night, is similar to something of this nature right here. Now, what is this I'm holding? It's a Nintendo DS. Now, I bought this last year because I wanted to play some games on it again. And sure, I enjoyed them for a couple weeks, and I still do when I do decide to enjoy them. But a lot of the time, I'll look over to it on my dresser after I wake up and be like, I want to play the Nintendo DS today. I'll pick it up, turn it on, and be like, actually, no, I don't. And that reminds me of like waking up at 11 a.m. and being like, oh, wow, I woke up early today. Or waking up, let's go a little bit earlier. That's not very early. Like 7 a.m. Be like, oh, wow, I woke up early today. And then you sit around like, yeah, I'm going to wait until 6 to do anything with my life. Should have wore the glasses today. All right, screw it. I'm doing the Google search. Oh, this is because there's a dip in the stress hormone cortisol. Yeah, but why? This is what I'm talking about. Studies prove that night owls show an increase in motor cortex and spinal cord excitability. What do these things mean, dog? All this has taught me is that the nighttime is superior. Okay, that's it. That's all it's taught. This probably also coincides with the people who like wait until last minute to do like assignments in school. Like I was definitely one of those kids. I mean, maybe not to the furthest extent. Like maybe if like an assignment was handed out on like, I don't know, 2 weeks prior and they're like, do it by next Friday, I would maybe do it on Thursday and not Friday. But I was close, you know what I mean? Like I would wait until the last second, but like maybe like 10 seconds left on the shot clock, not 2. Or sometimes it'd be 2. I feel like there's a character in Codename Kids Next Door that I look like, but where I look. The only downside to staying up too late at night is when you start to stay up so late to where you see the sunset, but not just that, because seeing the sunset is actually kind of cool when you're up that late, but then it gets to the point where the sunset passed and it starts to like set in for 30 minutes and you're like, oh God, now I'm stuck. Because then you just don't want to go to sleep, and eventually you end up going to sleep. Like I'll end up going to sleep, but it's like the vibes kind of get killed. But basically the moral of the story is that all I wake up for every day is to eat breakfast, then be bored for 7 hours, finally do things with my life, then realize I gotta go to sleep and be like, maybe I'll actually do them tomorrow during the day, and then repeat the cycle. That's partially not true because obviously there's days where I end up doing things, but it's like an inefficient cycle. Like if I just embrace the nighttime more, which is what I plan on doing, I would actually achieve the things that I want to achieve. And that might sound stupid coming from a semi-successful YouTuber, but I mean, that's in the past. I already accomplished that, so who cares? All right, it's been real. Remember, I'm not God, so I didn't decide that you have to stay up at night, and I'm just evoking conversation and bored. Enjoy your life, and remember to drink water and take vitamin D supplements if you stay up at night, because I've gotten my blood done 3 times in the past month, and all that's ever came back is that I'm vitamin D deficient. So that's the moral of the story. Does that mean I'm gonna start going out in the sun? No. Yes, but for the 2 hours that I'm awake while it's up, because for Christ's sake, it goes down at 4 p.m. now. That whole time shift thing is so garbage. How they make, you know, the whatever, when they move the clock back to, that's so why did they adapt that? Don't tell me the real answer. I don't care. I just want more sunlight during the day. But for like, whatever, shut up.